It's good to be here. Home ground. Welcome. Last speaker. Excellent. You know what? You are more than what you think you are. And you are more than what you're taught you are. Okay? You are more than what you think you are, and you are more than what you're taught you are. So, what do I mean by that? Some questions. You don't have to answer them to me right away, but some questions. Who are you? Why are you here on earth and breathing? What makes you different than the person next to you? Can you bullshit? If I give you the freedom to bullshit right now, can you bullshit? Do you have that urge? Do you have that fire within you? Would you be here if you knew that you were going to die tomorrow? Let's say somebody told you that you're going to die tomorrow. Would you be sitting here listening to me? What is your love? What is your love? How will you live after you die? Did you ever think about that? And what is the most precious thing on earth for you? And what is your dream? You know what? We need human re-engineering. Why? Because we're put into certain molds. And the only way to do that is to ignite your imagination capacity. To call back what you did perfectly and you had so much fun doing when you were a little kid. And arrange all those dreams and imaginative skills collectively. And be a bridge between anybody who can dream and his or her dream. That's what we need to do. That's the only way we can change, first ourselves and our perspectives, and things around us. You know what? Everything has a language. But what we're trying to do is, we're trying to eliminate languages. We're trying to put languages into one. No. We can't do that. Because languages open certain different spheres. They are vibrations. They're frequencies. At the moment of their creation, they vibrate a certain expansion. So we cannot eliminate languages because they bring a certain meaning with that rhythm included in them. And everything has a language. Your chair has a language. The water has a language. Nay has a language. Your body has a language. Everything what you have around you speaks to you actually. And that's why you got to listen. You got to listen because you are a decoder. You're here to decode stuff. You don't create stuff. There's things floating around, and you're here to decode those things. You are a decoder. You're a perfect decoder. And that's why you need those languages. You need to learn those languages in order to understand the meaningfulness within those codes which are presented to you. Imagination is a decoding process. That's what imagination is. And that's why imagination is given to every person as an ability. It's a godly gift. Now, what do we do with imagination? If you don't imagine, your moment is not going to be your moment. Every moment you live right now, this moment, was in the past a dream of someone else. So I am living right now someone else's dream as truth. This is truth, right? This red circle, TEDx, etc. This is truth. But it was a dream in the past. So why I become a dream of other people or make other people's dream whilst they hire me and I work for them? Why can't I shape up my own new future? I'm given that talent. I can dream. I can imagine. So I can create the new moment. I just listen to my soul. I just have to listen to my soul because every soul is speaking to you. And the way the soul speaks to you is through imagination. If you don't believe in a soul, put yourself into an X-ray machine, you'll see. Look at the light coming out of my face. That's my energy. That's my soul. When you die, your face will be dark. But to be what you dream of, you need to be able to decode all this stuff. You need to be able to break those molds. You need to be able to create your own self-esteem, valuable proposition. Then you are what you dream of. The other stuff, power, knowledge, etc., those are cuffs. You know, we have handcuffs, and then we have soul cuffs, you know. Soul cuffs. And then we have mind cuffs, okay? Now, we're given a vaccination, okay? Pa! What does the vaccination do? It gives us a certain illusion of what happiness is. Conditional happiness, okay? Now my imagination dies because I'm conditioned. And then they introduce me to my soul cuff, which is fear. That cuffs my soul. My soul is frightened. But then they say to me, don't worry. We can overcome fear with knowledge. I will teach you. You will teach me? You're part of that system. How are you going to teach me? I will teach you. So all of a sudden, the mind cuff comes along, which is knowledge. That's why Einstein was progressively talking about imagination being a further step than knowledge. You have to get rid of those mind cuffs and soul cuffs. Imagine a woman, 100 years ago, here in Kayseri, Ayşe teyze, 45 years old. What would she do during a day? If I ask you that question, you would give me the same answer. Same person, 100 years further out, 2118, in Kayseri. What would she do, again, same age, throughout the day? You would give me the same answer again. We have tested this in various classes several times. By the way, talking about research, everything is research. Now we're doing research as well. Every class is research. You don't have to be in a lab. The world is a lab. So, the outcome of this research is we are cuffed. We're cuffed terribly because we cannot imagine 100 years ahead. If you cannot imagine 100 years ahead, you are not you. You're not you. You are an avatar of the system because the system likes to control you. Watch that movie, Avatar. You're an avatar of the system. Every one of you. We have to break the molds and the walls which control us to be our own selves, to be our own avatars, controlled by us. That's why we need to re-engineer. We need to re-engineer ourselves. And this re-engineering process is not through school or yoga classes, etc. It's through us. Self-re-engineering is possible because you're very powerful. And for that, you need imagination capacity increase. People tell me, oh, you're teaching a class of bettering imagination capacity. I'm not teaching it. I facilitate it. You guys go back to your childhood and remember how it was back then. Because you had a capacity of 98% overtaking you. You were dreaming, you had imaginative friends, you were playing with 2 rocks. Your childhood was fantastic. Why? It was fun. Because you were in your own imaginative self, being your own avatar. Ask your grandparents or your mother and father what you were doing before the age of 4. What stories were you telling them? What games you were playing? Most likely, that's your destiny to become who you are in the world. And then, Watch the kids between years 4 and 10, 10 and 16, 16 and 22, 22 and 29. What are their skills? What are their talents? What do they like doing? And what sort of way of life they desire. Do this to yourself. Do this to yourself before it's too late. Because if you're not doing a job where you're using your skills, your talent that you like, and at the same time sort of corresponds to way of life that you desire, then you're very bored in life. Before it's too late, you got to go back to your senses. Senses, you know? Senses. Jumping off a plane. Senses. This is senses. Daring to do something which is totally exquisite and extraordinary for this moment. Look. This is senses. Am I afraid that I will fall down? Yes. Who cares? Who cares? That's senses. That's feeling. Acting with feelings. Now, of course, there's a disorder. What disorder? In business life, a capability disorder, attention disorder, a value disorder, motivation disorder, passion disorder, communication disorder. This is in the business world. Why? Because people are bored, because they're all of a sudden very serious, they're not having fun anymore. And there's also problem at school, because there's a young life crisis. Why? Because you feel you're invaluable, because nobody listens to you. They say, when you grow up, I will listen to you. When you do that, when you become a professor, I'll listen to you. I'm not an academic. I'm a new way of academic. I'm a new academic. I'm a new format of an academic. Because if I think I'm an academic, I'm not. I don't have the requirements to be an academic. Should I feel invaluable? No. So why are you invaluable? Because people don't listen to you. Speak up. And they're going through a young life crisis because they're in need of trust and hope. Of course. That was given to them along with compassion when they were little kids. So what do we have to do? We have to make the youngsters feel valuable, wanted, useful. How? We poke them. We give them the stage. We listen to them. We stand by them. Now, yes, now we give them the opportunity. Not after they write their thesis. And we involve them. Don't tell them that you can't come into that meeting. Of course they can come into that meeting and manage that big company. Maybe they will manage it much better than the elderly. Departments have to get together. They have to put together new formats of departments, courses, education systems, such as these. Survivor in the Human Destroyed Globe. We should have a lecture like this. Appearance management, create your own course, bridging, soft power management, etc., etc. This school gives some certain opportunity for you to sort of experience these things. Why? Because you need to break those molds. Entrepreneurship, you entrepreneur yourself first. You entrepreneur yourself first. Really. Discover yourself first. Own you. We need a program like this. Leave business management. Don't study. Don't do an MBA. Do your BA. Own your program. Master yourself first. Discover yourself first. Adaptation to time and in time at this time. This is the key for further sustainable evolution, which depends on human self-re-engineering. We need to adapt. And adapt, if we don't adapt, then things are going to change dramatically against us. We are not going to be having fun. We're going to be very objective driven. We're going to be very boring. Now, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Everyone, close your eyes. And look right in between your eyebrows. There's a space there. a black space, okay? Now put colors into that space. Put yourself into that space. Breathe into that space from your nose. Inhale and exhale from your nose into that space, right in between your eyebrows. And start decoding sensations of your body. Breathe. Breathe, listen to your soul. Breathe and listen to your soul. For the purpose and reason of your being. And listen what the Pakistani poet said. He said, I must utter what comes to my lips. He who has the secret known, he must peep into his own. Lives he in the shrine of peace, where there are no ups and downs. I must utter what comes to my lips. It is indeed a slippery bark. I take precautions in the dark. Thee inside and see for yourself. Why this wild search afar? I must utter what comes to my lips, says Bulleh Shah. Now, open your eyes. Your requirements are not from the external sources, are from the light within you. Like this balloon. This balloon can only rise with the fire and energy inside it. That's why you need to discover your own energy. You need to feed yourself from your own self, from your original self, from your unique self. And for that, my friend, your value proposition in, to, and for life is something worth expressing, worth sharing, and worth joining. Thank you very much.